I don't even understand what is happening with Microsoft, Halo Studios, and Halo Campaign Evolved. For some reason, 343, or what used to be 343, has made the most insane decisions you could possibly ever imagine. And in my opinion, a lot of the hype behind Halo's Campaign Evolved is in fact dying out. Not because of gameplay trailers, not because of people finally realizing there's no multiplayer in that game either, but because of a massive Q&A that was put out over the weekend, having an insane firestorm occur because of one thing only: local split-screen co-op. And it's actually kind of funny how Halo Studios and even 343 have had an issue with this kind of functionality ever since their beginning. Games being rushed out in the Halo series, missing features overall, things not working in the slightest sense, and content literally being cut from every other major Halo update. There was also that huge bug that co-op wasn't available for Halo Infinite, even though people were able to get co-op to work for Halo Infinite. But I think the really sad part about this is that it's happening to Halo, one of the most iconic first-person shooter games in the entire console space. Dare I even say gaming overall. I would even put Halo, the originals, next to what Half-Life has done for the gaming industry in this genre specifically. The problem is, though, Microsoft and 343 and Halo Studios' complete mishandling of this entire legacy IP. It's not about the game going to PS5. That's like the most bottom of the actual tier on the list of what truly is a problem. It's the insane reliance on things like Unreal Engine and the amount of stutters happening in the actual trailer. It's about adding sprint, even though sprint was in fact nerfed and you're not even moving that much faster as if you just actually walked across the map. And then in my opinion, probably the most egregious thing overall is the complete removal of actual team-based multiplayer matchmaking. Like, what are we even doing here? How do you release Halo, a remaster, a remake to the original Combat Evolved, and not include Blood Gulch, not include Big Team Battle, not include multiplayer? It's almost as if everything in this game has been designed for the person who doesn't like Halo, who doesn't enjoy that series, and who doesn't want to play one of the greatest first-person shooter games practically ever invented. But I think the issues with this keep exponentially getting worse, because the Halo Twitter account, in fact, said this. With the Halo Twitter account saying this: "You've got questions, we've got answers. Read our Q&A to learn more about Halo Campaign Evolved." And Faded Gray quote tweeting Halo saying this: "I don't think I enjoyed a single answer in all of these questions." And as we see by those like to dislike ratios and even the responses on Halo's own tweet, things are not looking good at all whatsoever. And a lot of these issues are still things that are compounding over and over from 343's leadership. It truly feels to me like Microsoft, Halo Studios, and everybody else who's trying to run that IP has no clue what people in fact want out of that game, what people are looking for, or even at the same time, how to ship a fully complete product. And if you don't believe me, look at some of these responses. With Unbound Conman quote tweeting Halo saying this: "Wow, they managed to get every single answer wrong." With one screenshot from the Q&A asking, "The collector's edition is officially sold out and there are no plans for a restock. With regards to reports of reselling, our retail partners have audited orders and found no evidence of widespread scalping. Only a tiny percentage of purchases showed suspicious behavior. And in those cases, orders were refunded and units were put back up for sale. As a reminder, some customers may choose to cancel their pre-order, so there's always a chance a few more units trickle in over the coming weeks." Okay, right off the bat, I'm going to have to press X to doubt on that one. Scalpers have been a massive issue throughout the entire life space since the early 2020s, trying to get any product whatsoever, with Valve having to step in and redo massive changes for their own Steam controller because of scalping in the first place. So to simply say, "We didn't see anything, guys, we promise," is not a good answer overall. The thing is, though, these questions and answers get effectively worse the more they keep going. Question: will there be photo mode or theater mode? Answer: the blind skull, which hides your HUD UI, weapons, and hands from view, combined with the acrophobia skull, which allows you to fly, should be able to provide some incredible screenshot opportunities, but there are no current plans for a photo mode or theater mode in Halo Campaign Evolved. Wait, I'm sorry, hold on. You mean the thing that we've all had since the 360 in Halo 3? We've had theater, we've had everything for screenshots, we've had all that stuff happen. You're not going to put that into the video game of Halo Campaign Evolved that we've had since the 360 era for a theater mode, even though it's been there for the longest of times. And your only solution is going to be, well, if you combine these two skulls when they're active, then you can have like kind of a photo mode, I guess, and that'll totally work when you hit print screen. Oh, you're playing on console? Well, I don't know what you're gonna do then, buddy, but it'll look cool, I swear. Literally, Halo Studios is completely incompetent across the board. Wasn't there like a Halo game that was missing big team battle on its actual release, and instead they decided to put in like card packs to make you pop them open to spend more money on microtransactions? I think that was like Halo 5, right? One of those two. I can't really remember, honestly. It's been so bad ever since Reach finished. But this is actually insane. What kind of answer even is this overall? Oh yeah, when you put these two things together, you kind of get the thing you actually want. Why not just add the photo mode? Like, how far under the gun are these developers in the first place? Did they slap this together with duct tape and WD-40? It actually feels like it from the replies in this Q&A. But it still gets worse. Question: can I wear the Mark IV armor in the base 10 missions? Answer: we love the Mark IV armor too, so we understand the desire to wear it everywhere, but it'll only be available in the 3 new bonus missions. Wait, I'm sorry, I don't understand this. You guys put in the Mark IV armor. It looks great. You understand people want to wear that armor throughout the entire campaign. Instead of just letting them do that, you say, nope, not gonna happen. Guess you can only wear it in these specific missions overall. Who makes these decisions? What are we even doing here? How does this actually get past any sort of table whatsoever? Is this just like you guys don't want to do extra work? Is this because you guys think like nobody wants this? Like what even is this in the first place? But again, it still gets worse. Question: if I customize my Spartan, will they show up in cutscenes with that armor? Answer: to ensure that the narrative remains as faithful to the original game as possible, the personalized customization options you choose will not show up during cutscenes. You guys are now also selling skins and microtransactions for Master Chief to be in your video game. Okay, everybody does that, fine. But then your response is, oh, because we want to keep everything consistent with the original game, we're not going to let you show up wearing like any sort of outfit you want inside of those cutscenes. You could have just said, hey, sorry, the cutscenes are pre-rendered, which would have been a totally normal response. Or you could have also just not put in those extra actual outfits and cosmetics if you felt like it was going to detract from trying to be as close to the original game as possible. Why even add those in the first place if you're not going to let the player customize themselves and then show up in the game under that customization? That's honestly ridiculous. So you can't wear the Mark IV armor outside of the actual first 3 missions. Then in the other 10 missions that are in the game, you're not going to show up in the cutscenes with your own customized skin, even though while you're playing, you'll have that skin active while you're in the game, which is nowhere even close to the actual original creative idea. So what's the actual point of this, bro? Again, this company truly does not understand Halo. I think we have seen this time and time again, where for some reason, this studio, this IP, continually gets dragged through the mud in the worst possible way. And every fan of that IP, every fan of that Halo series just looks back and goes, what are you even doing? Like, why are you wasting my time? Every single time we put stock and faith in you, you let us down exponentially. Every single aspect. And all they had to do was simply just take Master Chief Collection and put that to PS5 and actually fix the fucking game, and we would have had a way better experience overall instead of these insane questions. And honestly, ridiculous answers. With Rebs Gaming on Twitter saying this: Halo Studios answered important questions about Halo Campaign Evolved. There are no plans for post-release content such as Firefight. There won't be a public demo. There won't be a photo or theater mode. Sergeant Johnson's stanchion is not usable. Lasso won't require all skulls to be activated. Customization won't appear in cutscenes. I need to know, how does this keep getting worse? It's literally every single time. Here's a new weapon, but you can't use it. Here's a new armor, but you can't wear it. Here's some new skins you want to buy, but you won't show up in the cutscenes. By the way, no firefight, no added mode, no theater mode, no photo mode, nothing across the board. And if you want to talk about local split screen co-op, well, honey, you've got a big storm coming. Because according to Wario64, Halo Campaign Evolved split screen on PS5 says this: both accounts will need to have PlayStation Plus and be linked to a Microsoft account. Having these active PS Plus subscriptions will also provide access to online co-op play. Let me tell you something. Over the weekend, this set the internet on fire. Every Xbox fanboy was defending Microsoft and blaming PlayStation. Every PlayStation fanboy was defending PlayStation and somehow saying that Microsoft was trying to fleece PlayStation customers. How? I don't know. Giving PlayStation more money for some reason makes Microsoft get more money. Who knows how that happened? But the entire thing was incredibly stupid. How on earth would you design a game to be like, hey, local split screen co-op? Yeah, both people gotta pay for the online service to have local split screen, which tells me one of two things. Number one, that's actual garbage and terribly designed. Number two, this is not an offline game. You have to be online to play it, literally asking you to sign in to Microsoft's own active service. Then when you sign in, to be active in their space. And then you get to have access to cross-platform, cross-progression, cross-saves when you do anything on that space. That's not how this should be. There should be a fully offline mode, especially for a truly single-player game. It's not a live service game. There's no multiplayer in this. Besides co-op online or even local couch co-op, there's no true definition of actual multiplayer. So what live service are you even providing that this kind of thing is in fact required? Absolutely ridiculous behavior by 343 or Halo Studios. But the thing is, we even get some more information as well over the weekend, and you won't believe how completely incompetent this studio actually is. Halo on Twitter said this: we incorrectly stated that PlayStation Plus is required for local co-op split screen play. Local split screen co-op requires a PlayStation account for each player, but does not require a PS Plus account. Again, the complete and total incompetence of this studio truly knows no bounds. We're watching as Halo Studios said in their own Q&A, yes, you need to have PS Plus. Then, after all the backlash happened over the weekend, 48 hours later, by the way, then they make a statement saying, oh no, guys, our bad. We just said it incorrectly. We didn't look at all the backlash and go, whoops, we got to fix that one real quick, if you know what I'm saying. And then say, oh no, guys, you only need the actual login account for local play. It's not going to be like that with anything else. No, I'm sorry. I'm not buying that lie, hook, line, and sinker. That's exactly what this is. This is complete incompetence in Halo Studios and every Halo game afterwards ever since they took control. No other studio would be like, yeah, this is how we're going to do things. Design the game around doing those things. Develop the game, having it to have PS Plus to be online. And then all of a sudden, randomly, you're going to be like, oh, my bad, guys. We just wrote that wrong. Haha, silly us, you know what I'm saying? I don't think so, Tim. That's not how things go around here. These kinds of things are in stages long before any sort of Q&A even happens. And then to simply say, oops, my bad, oopsie poopsie on that one, is exactly what 343 and Halo Studios has done to the Halo community for years, ever since they took over. Actual garbage across the board, complete incompetence in this space, and the complete inability to actually provide users with a product that they purchase for that they actually want to play. And you know who I feel really bad for? The PlayStation guys, who never got to play the original MCC or the original Halo games. This being their first experience with Halo is going to completely sour and ruin everything that made Halo great in the first place. And they're going to have a worse experience overall because I truly believe Halo Studios does not care about this IP. They do not care about what this game does, and they clearly have no intention of making a better product than what they actually had before. In my opinion, Halo Studios is standing on the shoulders of giants that were back in the past of Bungie that made this iconic series to what it is today. And instead of actually looking down and saying, wow, we can do more, they take a diarrhea dump on its shoulder and then fly off and say, well, we did our best. Well, I'm sorry, your best is not good enough. Time to get better or get out. I want Halo Campaign Evolved to do good. I want it to be the Halo game that people can actually play and learn why Halo was so ubiquitous and part of that zeitgeist and culture back in the 2000s. But what we're getting right now is just slop all thrown together with no actual love or care or idea as to what made Halo great in the first place. Those features should be in the game. Multiplayer should be in the game. And that campaign should be everything a user is looking for in today's day and age to relive or experience Halo again for the first time. Halo Studios and 343, especially Microsoft, you got a lot of work to do because clearly this game is not going to hit where it's supposed to. But you know what? I want to hear what you guys got to say about this in the comments section down below. Are you excited for Campaign Evolved? Are you upset for these changes? Or are you just basically saying like me, nah, I'll play MCC instead? I want to hear what you guys got to say. Oh, and just a quick heads up, if you guys haven't noticed or read the community post yet, I'm not going to be here for the next couple of days, including today, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Live streams will resume back on Thursday. We'll finish up Stellar Blade then, and then Friday moving forward. I'm going to be heading out for Father's Day weekend and visiting family, so if you guys don't see me, that's more than likely why. But hell, if you want to see more live streams daily, if you want to see more content like this every Monday, subscribe to the channel. And with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great one, and I'll see you guys next time.